Guys, this is a video about emergency vehicles, the ones with the blue lights and the green lights and the differences between them, and what to do about it when you're on your driving lessons and when you're on your driving test, and also when you're just in life, just driving about. So the first thing to understand is that if you see a blue light, that it's life-threatening. Okay, somebody's life is in danger. Something very serious has happened, and that vehicle is trying to get to somebody in a very serious situation. So this means that they are allowed to break the rules. They've been given exemptions of the road. They're allowed to break the speed limit. They're allowed to run lights. They're allowed to break rules, basically. They've been given exemption, okay? So they need to get to the person as quickly as possible to save their life. Most likely, right? So that means that we all need to do our best to safely get out of the way. And I mean safely because we don't want to put other people's lives in danger while we're trying to get out of the way of the blue lights, right? So let's just say you're at a traffic light. You yourself, as the driver, need to go through the red lights to get out of the way of the blue lights in a very careful way. You're not just going to go straight through there and just take priority. You're going to move very gently through over the stop line of the red lights, and you're going to move over and get out of the way in a very detailed, careful way, but promptly, so you can clear the way. Okay, so you yourself need to break the rules, so to speak, to get out of the way of the blue lights. Okay, so don't worry if there's a red light camera on the light. You're not going to get a ticket, right? Go through it carefully. Now, of course, it has to be done carefully because you are still going to be prosecuted if you hurt somebody else in the process of getting out of the way of a blue light. Okay, so you do need to be very careful. So say, for instance, you go through a red light, you need to just get yourself into a safe position carefully and slowly, obviously not having an accident with another moving car, parked car or pedestrian. And if you need to mount curbs to get out of the way, so say, for instance, there is a lot of traffic and there's blue lights behind, you may have to safely and carefully mount a curb to get out of the way. And again, you need to be extremely careful about pedestrians walking on that pavement and that curb, because we don't want to have an extra issue and hurt somebody else. But we do need to get out of the way of the blue light because it's life-threatening. Okay, so as an example, you're going to have blue lights on ambulances. You're going to have them on police cars, of course, responding to a situation. Well, it doesn't necessarily have to be life-threatening. Somebody can be in a lot of trouble breaking the law as well. Blue lights, right? Of course, yeah. Police chases and all the rest of it. Oh, that reminds me. I had a blue light go past once. I was on a driving lesson, and me and my student saw blue lights coming. And we carefully got out of the way, and it was a police chase. Like, this car went through really quickly and the police were chasing, and it was so fast that our entire learner car like shook like that. That's how quick it was. It was pretty scary. But yeah, so for that reason, you want to get out of the way of danger as well. Yeah, so you can mount the curbs, you can go through lights, you can basically break the rules, but in the safest possible way to get out of the way of police cars, ambulances, bomb disposal units, and other blue lights can be like on other kind of mediums, like boats, yeah, can have blue lights because obviously people's lives are in danger in the sea, and helicopters and stuff like that, blue lights, of course. Now, obviously, we're talking about the road, and we're using a car, a manual car in my case here, so we're just talking about how to get out of the way. But this would be the same for if you're on a motorbike as well. You need to get out of the way in the safest possible way. Now, just to touch upon the green light, yeah, so doctors can sometimes use a green light, so you may have read about that in your theory, and they can use a green light and they're responding to an emergency. But green lights do not have an exemption to the rules. They are not allowed to break the speed limit, and they're not allowed to go through red lights and stuff like that. But we, as the driver, yeah, if there's green lights around, we still need to safely let these people pass when we can, yeah. So we need to create space for these green lights and help them to get past us as much as possible. But those green lights, even though it is that they're responding to an emergency, they cannot break the rules like a blue light. Okay, so that's the difference between them. So I hope this information helps you. Be very, very careful when you're getting out of the way of the blue light. Now, of course, your driving instructor is going to help you. And to be honest with you, on test, I have seen examiners just come out of character, if you want to call it that, and they've just told the student to safely get over to the left, or they've safely told them to go through a light, or they've safely told them to go up on the curb. I've seen that happen. The examiner can help, but obviously you're not going to have an examiner or a driving instructor or an accompanying driver with you for the rest of your life. So it is very important that you make these moves to safely get out of the way. I have seen people at traffic lights not get out of the way for a blue light. They just look at the light and they go, no, I can't go through the light because it's red. And I'm afraid to say that the ambulance driver has got very angry about it, because he's not only got his sirens on in his blue light, yeah, but he's also using his horn as well, yeah. So and I've seen his facial expression. It's very important that you try your best to get out of the way of blue lights and make their way clear, and so they can get to the situation at hand safely, yeah. So green lights, make an effort as well, make their life easy, but you're going to find that they're not allowed to break any of those rules that the blue lights can break. All right, guys, so I hope this helps with your theory, and I hope that this helps with your on-road driving. All right, guys, keep safe, and I'll see you on your next one.